Hello and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily show where we show you one cool thing which we are testing out here in the PC Mag Labs. I'm Sasha Segan, this is Ajay Kumar, and we have a very special product here today. We have the Samsung Galaxy Tab S4. And now this is can we say this is the highest end Android tablet available today?
It is the best Android tablet you can buy, both in terms of hardware, design, and probably features too.
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time we saw a genuinely high-end Android tablet?
It's been a while, and anyone who's been making them has basically just been Samsung. I mean, you have your affordable end from Lenovo and Huawei and those companies, but on the high end, it's basically just Samsung for Android.
Yeah. So let's run down the basic specs of this Samsung Galaxy Tab S4 here. What does it do? What's inside?
So basically, as you can see, it's a 2-in-1. But before we get into that, so it's a Snapdragon 835 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 7,300 milliamp battery. It's about 8.5 hours in our runtime test.
That's not bad
for Wi-Fi.
That's
Wi-Fi
good.
was also great. I got great speeds from 40 feet away. So
Nice.
I think we saw that last year too on the Tab S3.
Is there an LTE version?
It's coming. They don't have it out yet.
Okay.
Yeah. September.
Micro SD card slot, I assume?
Micro SD card slot, up to 400 certified. You can probably do higher. It worked with our 256 card. What else? It has quad speakers, which is nice.
Are they loud?
They are extremely loud and extremely room-filling. So one interesting thing is it doesn't have a fingerprint sensor. So what they have is an IR and face recognition sensor, which I have set up for my face.
So when you say IR, is this an iris scanner?
It is an iris scanner, and it can do it through my glasses.
So it's like the Note 8.
It is, if you can see the red light.
It's like the Note 8.
Oh my God. No match.
Not working.
It usually works.
Here, turn away from us and punch in the pin.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stop eyeballing this tablet.
It's the problem is the studio lights, by the way.
Yeah, it's definitely the studio light.
Yeah, IR scanners don't work or have trouble working in brightly lit areas, as anyone with an iPhone 10 knows. So sometimes you will punch in the pin.
So whenever I'm not demoing it, it does work in the dark, and it does work with my glasses on.
Screen size, screen resolution, it's a 10-inch tablet.
It's a 10.5-inch tablet, quad HD screen, AMOLED. It's 16 by 10 aspect ratio, so the bezels are extremely narrow. So all in all, as a tablet, I'm gonna just take this out for a little bit.
Let's show people the tablet.
I'll take out the keyboard. The keyboard case is separate, which we can discuss.
So the keyboard case comes separately.
So you can see it's a nice glass body, metal sides. It has the connector pins to slot into the keyboard case. There is a firmware to sync with it, and I can discuss that more. So just standard ports, buttons. It does have a headphone jack, quad speakers, great audio, great screen, great multimedia.
Camera?
The camera is 13 megapixels. It's okay. I mean,
tablet camera.
Yeah. The front camera is 8 megapixels. It's fine for video conferencing or whatever else.
So by default, if you go into Best Buy and you get this tablet, you just get this tablet, right? You don't get this stuff.
You get the tablet and you get the stylus. These come together.
Okay.
So it's not just multimedia. It is also a great writing tablet. It's 1984 if you want to unlock it.
Okay. You just told all of YouTube your PIN number.
My demo PIN number, it's always 1984. Just to channel that Big Brother aspect of, I love that call out.
YouTube, you can now unlock all of Ajay's demo devices.
All my demo devices.
Horror. Okay. So this is an S Pen, I take it.
It is an S Pen.
So this is pressure sensitive. Why can't I ink?
There's Zlata wrote.
There we go.
There's a nice drawing in Autodesk sketchbook if you want to open that. It's better than whatever I wrote. Yeah, so it's pressure sensitive. It can do shading, you can do drawing, sketching, note taking. One thing I like about S Note is there's a little pink box at the bottom of S Note now, and if you write in it, it'll resize your sloppy handwriting and put it into the lines, which is something I always have an issue with when I'm just jotting down notes.
Let's take some questions.
How is the bloatware situation?
It is actually not bad. So when I set it up, it asks me, did I want to install the Samsung apps? And I said no to all of them. And by default, you can uninstall this. I installed it later to test it, but Samsung's browser, a lot of Samsung apps are not there. The only Samsung apps that are here by default were these, and whatever you get with the Stylus, so the S Pen.
Yeah, that said, this is not going to be, and it can't be, that close to stock Android under the hood because there is a lot of firmware needed to operate the S Pen.
And the keyboard also.
And the keyboard. So and DeX.
And DeX,
Okay,
yes.
let's explain this DeX situation.
All right. So this is really where
How much does a keyboard cost?
the keyboard is an extra $150.
Okay,
the
okay.
tablet is $650.
Whoa, $650.
So-
We'll get to that in a minute.
And the thing about this tablet is it doesn't really feel fully functional unless you have the keyboard. So I put in the keyboard. It'll prompt me to launch into DeX mode, or I can set it up automatically.
So now that this costs $800, it can bounce into this other mode, and this is also where you are very, very much not stock Android. DeX it.
Let's DeX it. There we go. So it'll basically reboot and launch into a desktop mode. We've seen DeX before with the dock. There's no dock here. It syncs with the keyboard. The keyboard has some firmware. And basically what it does is it's supposed to be like a 2-in-1 now. So you can use it for productivity, whatever productivity means to you. But that means that means multiple resizable windows.
Multiple resizable windows of standard Android apps.
Yep. So an almost browser experience. You can launch multiple tabs of Chrome and have them open. At a certain point, apps will not keep responding. So Chrome did crash after I tried to go a little bit too crazy with this. 4 gigs of RAM, so it can do decently, but eventually you'll hit a limit.
You don't want to have more than I feel like 5 or 6 things open. That's been my experience with 4 gig phones. Once you get beyond about 6 operating apps, then it starts putting things to sleep and waking them up once you're out of focus. Okay, so now we get any more questions out there right now?
So what is our editor's chief in this category?
Our editor's choice in this category? Ooh.
Our 2-in-1s, that's a good question for the hardware team. I believe there's an Acer of some kind that's an editor's choice, but we recently reviewed the Surface Go, and that was my primary comparison for this. And that's $399, that's a 2-in-1. The keyboard has a touchpad.
Wait, that one's $399 and this is $850.
With the keyboard, yes. The keyboard's also extra for that, but it's only $99.
Okay, so that one's $499 and this is $850.
$850, yeah. And that's full Microsoft, so you don't need to do anything with Android or DeX, and you can run you can run Photoshop in Windows.
But if Pete is asking about our editor's choice for higher-end Android tablets, then the answer has been a very uncomfortable statement of the Galaxy Tab S3 for a while.
Yeah.
Simply because it was kind of the only one.
Right. And it's kind of the case with this too. The thing is, it's a good multimedia tablet. It's pretty solid at productivity. You can do, and DeX is good. It's almost like Chrome OS in some ways, with the Windows and Android apps and things you can run. But a lot of people who look for multimedia are getting iPads, and a lot of people who want productivity are getting Windows 2-in-1s.
Yeah, and here's my problem here. Okay, so the 7th gen iPad or 6th gen iPad. The 6th gen iPad is $329.
Right.
Okay, this is $650. Add a $99 keyboard and you're at $429. For that iPad. As you said, the Surface Go, and this, by the way, is not 100% keyboard, is it?
It is not, yeah.
Right, so this is 90%, like the Surface Go keyboard, which is also, so the Surface Go is a really great comparison to this. So the Surface Go, full Windows, also considerably cheaper than this. I don't understand why an Android tablet is $200 more than the competing similarly functional options on iOS and Windows, especially since the iOS and Windows tablets also now support active styluses.
They do.
Does the Surface Go supports an active stylus,
It also comes with it. Yeah.
It comes with an active
comes
stylus.
with the stylus.
Right, the iPad does not. Let's take another question.
What is it like for gaming?
So I ran PUBG on this. It was fine. You can play it on the keyboard, which is nice. And you can connect a Bluetooth mouse. There's no dongle or anything. But you can connect a Bluetooth mouse. It handles the game fine. So high graphics setting. It's a Snapdragon 835. It'll handle whatever games that are out right now. So no issue.
Yeah, the 835 isn't this year's processor, but it is good enough for any Android game I can think of out there at the
It's
moment.
the best one on an Android tablet.
Yeah.
So 845 is the best one on phones right now.
Can you knock down the screen resolution to 1080p if you feel like you want to up the frame rate? Samsung sometimes offers that option.
It sometimes does that. Let me,
okay.
because Dex is kind of different. So let's see.
Yeah, do you want to get out of Dex? Oh no, you
We'll
can
just
see
check the settings here.
Yeah.
And usually it does screen mode.
No,
I think they might have it locked to Quad HD just
yeah,
because
it's in
this
the
is
game settings in Samsung phones. Let's take another question.
How do you unlock it if there's no home button?
you set up you can set up the iris scanner or you can punch in the pin code.
Yeah,
So-
if you mean how do you turn it on, you press the power button on the
Right.
side of it.
Power button's right up here.
Yeah, yeah. And then to go home, obviously it's a virtual home, so you flip up from the bottom, and the virtual Android keys pop up, and then you hit home. But yeah, you either use the iris scanner or you type in your PIN. Any more questions out there? No. Okay. So there's a bunch of different ways to compare this. We can compare it in the world of Android tablets. We can compare it to the iPad. We can compare it to
Right.
other two-in-one setups that cost $800. I feel like there's only one of those three situations where it kind of comes out ahead.
Yeah, I think the main place, if you're looking for a device like this, it's going to be for the Stylus, and the Stylus is great. So note-taking, sketching, drawing, if you're into those, that's what this really excels at.
But versus an iPad plus a pencil?
Versus an iPad plus a pencil is like, I mean, they're both good styluses. You can do, the one advantage of this is you don't need to charge it. So that's an advantage.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's like a action button, and it's basically, at this point in the market, there's basically like 3 similar devices that can more or less do the same thing. And they're all on different operating systems and
Right.
at different price ranges.
Right.
So it's really hard to place this. It's a great multimedia tablet. It's great at what it does, and Dex is, I mean, it's a close approximation of it. It's not going to be a full laptop experience, but it's good.
But if you're just looking for an Android multimedia tablet, I feel like the $300 Asus ZenPad 3S10
On a more premium end, yeah.
Yeah, is a more reasonable budgetary statement than this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you get an iPad for $329.
Or you get an iPad for $329. But I mean, there's some people who are married to Android. There's some
Right.
people who are all in Google services, and they're like, I want, like I have an Android tablet at home,
Right.
Because we are kind of an Android-y household. But I don't think I would personally spend $650 for one. Sorry, Samsung.
Plus $150 for the keyboard, because
Yeah.
it really doesn't feel like a complete experience without it.
Yep. Any more questions out there? Okay, so this is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S4. It is $649.99. The keyboard is $149.99. It does come with a pen though. That's free, free with purchase. Is it on sale right now?
It will be on sale soon.
Okay, it'll be on sale soon. Full review is going up on PCMag.com. 4 stars?
It's 4 stars.
Okay,
So
it is-
excellent, but
Excellent, but it's competing against the Surface Go and the iPad, both of which are considerably less expensive. Samsung, bring the price down on this thing, then we'd love it. Thank you all for watching. This has been One Cool Thing from PCMag.com. If you are watching on Facebook, then please come back at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. We will have another live One Cool Thing with your comments and questions. If you are watching on YouTube, then please like and subscribe. We have a new One Cool Thing every day.